Namaste, friends. I am Katie. Today, I want to talk about the importance and necessity of India going to war with Pakistan. May 2025, Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir. Over 40 killed in a brutal terrorist attack. India is in mourning and outrage. Now, the big question: should India go to war? Today, we break it down. This is more than a debate. This is about India's future. India and Pakistan have an extremely bloody history. The situation between India and Pakistan is one of the most dangerous in the world, where one shot could turn into a full-scale war. It is only a matter of time until it does. Because if India does not respond, it invites more attack on Indian soil, where innocent Hindu blood will continue to be spilt. If you look at after Uri 2016, the Kargil War and Pulwama 2019 airstrikes or a counterattack was carried out by India as a show of strength, which ultimately put a stop to the attacks against India. The Kargil War, 1999. While the world watched cricket, an enemy crept silently into the icy heights of Kashmir. Pakistani soldiers and militants disguised as insurgents crossed the line of control and occupied strategic peaks in the Kargil sector. India was caught off guard, but not for long. The Indian Army launched Operation Vijay to flush out the infiltrators. Every inch was eventually reclaimed. The tricolor flew high once more. India won, but at a cost of 527 brave souls. Let's also look back at after Uri, September 18th, 2016. At dawn, 4 heavily armed terrorists crossed the line of control and launched one of the deadliest attacks on the Indian Army in recent history. What happened next changed India's defense playbook forever. 19 brave Indian soldiers martyred. The nation mourned. But 10 days later, India gave a reply the world would never forget. Not with words, but with action. The Uri base in Jammu and Kashmir was targeted early morning by terrorists from Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed. The camp was set on fire. Explosives, grenades, chaos. This wasn't just an attack on soldiers, it was an attack on our sovereignty. 10 days later, under complete secrecy, India launched a counter-operation, a surgical strike. Indian special forces crossed the LOC at night, struck multiple terror launch pads, and returned. Mission successful. No Indian casualties. This wasn't just a military win. It was psychological warfare. It was India rewriting the rules of engagement. For the first time, India publicly acknowledged a covert cross-border strike. So next time someone says Uri, remember, it's not just a town. It's a reminder. India can hit back. India will hit back. Now let's fast forward to 2019 Pulwama attacks. 14th February 2019, the day India lost 40 of its bravest. It was supposed to be just another convoy, but that day became one of the darkest in India's recent memory. 78 vehicles, and one explosive-laden car that tore through every heart in India. This is the story of the Pulwama attack. At 3:15 p.m., a suicide bomber from Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed drove a vehicle packed with over 300 kilos of explosives into a CRPF convoy near Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir. The explosion was so powerful, it was heard miles away. 40 soldiers martyred on the spot. A nation stunned, a nation enraged. 12 days later, India responded with firepower. At 3:30 a.m. on February 26, 2019, Indian Air Force jets crossed the LOC and struck terror camps in Balakot, Pakistan. A bold move, a historic moment. No Indian soldier crossed the border, but 12 Mirage jets carried a clear message. India will not forget. India will not forgive. The tragic events that happened in India should be a constant reminder to us that Pakistan has easily snuck in at enemies inside Indian borders, so much so that 22 Pakistani women married Indian men and had around 500 kids that are brainwashed into hating India. How do you expect that they won't spread anti-India hate and create more unrest? The Pakistani agenda is clear, but we still have secularism that is paving the way for mass murder of Hindus. We cannot count on Pakistan to get rid of its own terrorist training camps because that is where their profit comes from. It would be in India's best interest to destroy the nest egg of these training camps. If not, they will continue to become stronger and plan more future attacks. After all, the Indian government cannot afford to appear weak in the face of terrorism. Inaction will risk political collapse. Right now, all eyes are on India. The world's attention is on what India decides to do next. Whatever they do or don't do, the world will be watching. Trump once warned of the dangers between India and Pakistan. Russia will try to de-escalate. China lurks nearby. And the US? Watching closely, calculating. This isn't just about borders. It's a geopolitical minefield. What is the innocent lives of Indian citizens really worth? We are about to find out. Hope the message will be clear and frightening to Pakistan. It is owed to the families who lost their loved ones in this awful tragedy. If you don't fight for what you want, do not cry for what you lost. Famous words by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. We must remember what Lord Krishna taught us in times of war. What we must do, Jai-ho. We must and we will endure. But for us to endure, we need Hindus that stop thinking Lord Krishna is all about love and peace. He was very hard on his enemies, as we have read. He always reacted when necessary to protect his community and family. We all must live this example and not end up crying for a way of life so precious when it disappears, because we did nothing to stop it. We have to live our Dharma, not just do it. So, let's live it by breathing Dharma. When you share or subscribe to my video, you are sharing the Dharmic stance and weakening the anti-India forces that dominate social media. This channel is not for a money-making purpose. It is to unite Hindus and give us all a voice so that we can stand beside each other. I will stand for Hindus worldwide. United we stand, divided we fall. See you soon.